The power of the dark side.
Afternoon, guys. So as I usually do, I'm up at Harbor Freight, and they had this open box special. Didn't really look to open, but you can see it's been retaped. Gonna do a quick unboxing. Customer's complaint was it had square bolts for round holes. So we're gonna basically just do a straight up assembly, no mods. I want to talk about a couple of things that I do to make life a little easier to put these together, one person. So I'm going to open it up, we're going to lay it out. We'll go through what tools I use, how I do it. Just a simple, quick video. Be right back. So this has been opened, like I said, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm dealing with. Don't know if there's any damage. Not supposed to be. Everything looks nice and clean so far. Handle and keys, instructions, struts. So I can see that the box has been ripped open. Everything does appear to be here, so we're going to break it down. We're going to start the assembly process. So the way I handle this by myself is I take all the drawers out. Pretty easy. There's a set of clips on the side. One goes up, one goes down. Pull it out. The drawers come out after that. One goes up, one goes down, and pull. Last drawer. Last drawer. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this safely out of here. We won't need it for a few minutes. But now it's a lot lighter. casters. 2 swivel, 2 fixed. Nuts and bolts. Oops. Good thing that was still in cardboard. Vertical rails. And of course the instructions. So that's the first part laid out. I'm going to gather all my tools that I need for this and I'll bring you right back. Together. For the casters, I've got a number 3 Phillips and a 10 mil socket. For the rest of the assembly, I've got a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch socket. That's going to pretty much take care of everything. A couple of the magnet cups so I can separate my screws and my washers and my nuts. Alright, so to get started, we're going to flip this over. Casters go on. Screws come from the bottom side. Washer and a nut. Rinse and repeat 16 times. So essentially, Alright, first step, base is done. Time to go on to the legs. Again, separate nuts and bolts. In that bag of nuts and bolts, you'll find a couple of nylots. Hold those out for your struts. Alright, these have squares, carriage bolts. That's going to keep that from spinning once you put it in there. So it goes from the outside in. Put on a nut. And again, do all of these loose until you get them all in. You start tightening them now, your box is not going to go together square. It'll want to fight you putting it together. So as I was telling you earlier, this was an open box special. And I've gone through all the parts, there's no damage, there's nothing missing. I don't have to go find anything, keys are here, everything's here. So I did get this at a discount. Normally you can find these regular retail $1.99. There's usually a coupon for $1.49. If I can find it, I'll include it. Open box special on this was marked $1.59. So typically I'm not going to buy an open box special if the price is greater than the coupon price. But talk to the manager, make them an offer. I got this one out the door for $100. Yellow's not my color, as you can see behind me. But I am not keeping this one. This is a donation for a fundraiser. And so this will get built and donated. Therefore, no mods. But I at least wanted to be able to show you how I handle it by myself. Take the drawers out is the #1 key. And once you get this base built, then I'm going to put it on the ground and work on it from there. Spent many a years working at ground level. Avoided every chance I get. So all of these are in, but they are not tight. Got these side rails that have to go in, and they go in just like this. So if you were to see, I have about 3/16 of a gap between rails. If those legs were tight, I would be fighting that gap. Since they're not, it pulls right together. Now, do both sides, and then it's time to start tightening things up. So give or take, if you were to stay on this build an hour tops, one person, shouldn't be much more than that. I've seen people build it on its back and stand it up. I've always found this easier. Build it however you're comfortable with. One more bolt. Sorry, two more bolts. All right, move these out of my way. Drop the socket. Really only need one ugga-dugga. Plenty tight. Anything more than that, you start messing with the powder coating. These are a flange washer. And they will eat the paint. All right, completely sturdy, ready to go. Be right back. All right, when you make a mistake, you make a mistake. So I've done more of the 5 drawer than the 4 drawer, and in this particular case, the distance between this hole and this hole, the shorter side goes to the top. So, the good thing is they go apart as quick as they go in. All right, now we're going to put it back down on the ground. Alright, so we've got it down on the ground, we've got everything out of the way. So I showed you earlier we took the drawers out of the box, picked the box up from the inside. And it's in. Door back over the side, we've got bolts, all the corners. Remember, whichever side your casters are on is the side you want to put your handle. Makes steering it a lot easier. We've got our struts to put on. So let's get busy. As a reminder, I place the handle in the box on this end so I don't forget. We've got our struts, strut bolts, strut nuts. When you place this over the rails, there's a fold on the top of the metal. Make sure that that is over your legs. That is the load-bearing portion. And if you don't have it that way, when you go to close your lid, you're going to run into some interference issues. And sometimes for these hard to reach nuts, I put the nut there and I spin the bolt in till I got a good thread, and then spin it down. Typically the bottom ones are like that. The other thing to do, you place them in your wrench. You can get them started that way too. We'll get to the back two on each side in a minute once I do the struts for the lid. Makes it a little easier. Handle goes on. Carriage bolts go through the handle into the box. Start time. Door up. This is where it pays to have the wrench. The bottom takes 2 wrenches. Just because there's no room for a socket. And I'm using a 1/2 inch on the inside and a 13 mil on the outside. Done with that. Last 4 bolts in the back. Bottom one's first. These can be tightened with an extension. And again, spare parts. Next step is going to be to get the drawers back in. Find it easier to start one side, pull the other, make sure it clicks, lift the lid, and it'll slide all the way back. Quick double check of the keys. Locks. Drawers don't open. Unlocks. Drawers open. Closed. Drawers don't open. Any questions? That is a 1 hour, 1 person assembly on a 4-drawer cart. A couple of people have asked about putting the 4-drawer in the bottom of the 5-drawer. Now, one of the things I'll tell you, this cart is 30.5 inches side to side. 5-drawer cart is 29 7/8. That little bit would cause you to cut the side rail to allow these drawers to work. So it's not the best combination to try. So stick with the 5-drawer, get a coupon, go from there. All right guys, we'll see you on the next one.